to kick things off, I've asked Janet Carpenter, who's a leader in highly successful leader in sales and marketing, to talk about how to work a room that I described earlier. The reason I asked Janet is because she's had a very successful career in sales and marketing. Started off in sales, and she leveraged that into senior management positions with companies like ADP. And she's very passionate about making sure that our NAU students are coming out of college prepared and ready to hit the ground running. So without any further ado, I'd like to welcome Janet Carpenter.
What's this evening all about? Tonight is about the enormous benefits for every single one of you for being able to work a room and engage in high-impact communication with other professionals. My goal tonight, at the end of my 25 minutes or so, is three things. One, I want you all to feel like really, really comfortable about going into an event, whether it's professional or personal, with strangers, and being able to mingle easily. I want you to be able to make valuable contacts, whether they're for business or you might find a new best friend or a lifelong friend or an associate while you're networking as well. And lastly, I want to give you all the knowledge and skills to make other people feel more comfortable. Because what happens when we make other people feel more comfortable, they like to be with us. They like to do business with us. You were just telling me about your great relationships, and that's what's helped to make you successful in your role. So when you make other people feel comfortable, they want to be with you. They want to do business with you, and they want to help you. So those are my goals for today. Okay, so the message went out, professional networking event here on campus, and there are 15 of some of the top companies in Arizona and lots of alumni here, all people who you could connect with and could help you as you begin your career. So great opportunities for everybody. It's a chance to meet people and promote yourself. So sounds like a good opportunity to me. But before you even have a chance to decide what you're going to wear, there's a little voice in the back of your head that goes something like, I'm going to walk into a room, there's going to be 100 people, I'm not going to know anybody, everybody else is going to know everybody. Who am I going to talk to? What am I going to say? And then mostly, how am I going to stand out? How am I going to be different from everybody else there? So that's what we're going to work on over the next 25 minutes. This event has one goal. That's to give each of you the confidence that you need, the tools to walk into any room, anytime, and shine. Whether the event is professional or social. So you're going to be able to mingle it with ease. You're going to come away feeling you've accomplished your own goals, and you've made everybody else feel good in the process as well. So we're going to focus on three things. One, what are the roadblocks that prevent us from mingling with ease? Two, we're going to strengthen every single person's confidence here so that you can project the warmth and sincerity that it takes to make yourself approachable and help you to approach other people. And I'm going to give you just tons of tips and techniques for starting conversations, approaching people, where to stand in the room, and communicating and generally building rapport with strangers. So, all of us have worked a room. Anyone here ever been to a wedding? Yeah, so you worked a room, or you've been to an event, and if you don't know how to work a room, you left that evening sure wishing that you knew how. It would have made it a lot more fun. All those people you didn't know. So, we've all done it before, and now we're just going to put some plan to it. So, if you're nervous about it, you're not alone. So, according to the New York Times, a social event is the #1 fear among adults. In fact, most of us would rather speak in public, which is #2 on the book of lists of fears, right after death, than go to a party with strangers. So don't feel like you're alone. It's just natural. Everybody's nervous about it. The thing that's hard to understand is that I've just told you all these great benefits about working a room. And why, if it's such a great thing, does it sort of like make our palms sweat, our heart sort of thump? And where does this fear come from? So the answer is a long, long ago, we learned survival techniques as our mother's need. Oops, did I go too far? Yeah, that's it, okay. Long, long ago, we learned survival techniques that our mothers need, but they seem to have worked a lot better when we were 6 years old and we were walking home from school by ourselves. But today, what happens is those things, those safety things that our parents taught us are ingrained in us. They're just become part of us. The number one fear is, and you know, you learned from your mother, I certainly did, is don't talk to strangers. Well, that's as American as apple pie and baseball. And we all learned that. When we were 6, it was a really good thing. Second, wait to be properly introduced. At most events, you can't really wait or count on being introduced to anyone. There's a lot of people here, and there may be some of those companies that you saw up there, you thought, I'd really like to meet someone from that company. But you can't wait for someone to introduce you to someone, let alone introduce you to the 1 or 2 people that you really, really want to meet. So probably not a good strategy to wait till you're introduced. Good things will come to those who wait. Okay, so waiting for people to introduce you or come up to you is probably just plain crazy. It's just not going to happen. Because guess what? As nervous as you are, that's just how every other person feels. So we're all in the same boat. So you can't wait for somebody to come to you. It's just murder on your self-esteem. You're standing over there, you're in the corner, you got your drink in your hand, and you're by yourself. No good. Makes you feel really crummy. Lastly, better safe than sorry. So this is about risking rejection. And it's all right, so let's say tonight, you work up your nerve, you walk up to somebody, you introduce yourself, you smile, and they sort of do like, you know, whatever. Sends the message with body language, even if they don't speak, that you've been rebuffed. It hurts. Nobody wants to be rejected or rebuffed. But if you don't take the risk, you're never going to meet anyone. And I would say 9 times out of 10, especially if you can ask these business people, it's just bad business for people to really be rude. And people really don't want to be rude. They want to be nice to you. So how can we get rid of these roadblocks? So the first one, in terms of stranger. So let's redefine the word stranger. First day of class. In this classroom that obviously holds well over 100 people, you come in, and do you look around for somebody you know? No, you just sit down really fast in the last row. Especially when you're a freshman. I mean, you know a couple of the folks that went to your high school and you look for them in your class, but a lot of times there's nobody. Everybody's a stranger. But you're all in the School of Business, you all signed up for this class, you all showed up, got this, and here you are, so you have something in common. So the way to make people not feel like strangers is to find the thing that you have in common with them. So that's how we redefine stranger. The next thing is to move from guest behavior to host behavior. So in social situations, you're either the guest or the host. So if you're the host, think about the last party you had, or someone when you had them over to your house and you were the host, what did you do? You were actively participating in making sure that they felt good. You took their coat, you got them a drink, you introduced them to people. So hosts are very active in what's happening in a situation, in a social situation. A guest, on the other hand, I always wait for someone to take my coat, bring me a drink, introduce me to all the people that I don't know because I'm a guest. So switch. Think yourself at any event that you're the host and that your job, your number one job, is to make other people feel comfortable. Act like a host. So I know you can all do it. I know you've all entertained at some time. So that's your job tonight. When you're in the room meeting people, make them feel comfortable. what else can we do about these roadblocks? Well, one of the things that I think that's really important is to have a solid self-introduction. And we probably don't have much time to do that before we get to the room, but it's pretty easy. It involves saying your name and finding the common ground. So it has, the truth is that something that would be really great is today, a couple of you were handing out the name tags. Yes, are you in this room? Somebody was doing it. Did you have like people brought in from the outside you hired? Campus cops. Anyway, if you can be on the team, the group that hands out the name tags, or the membership committee, or the greeting, a lot of organizations have greeting committees, that's great, because then nobody's a stranger. You know everybody's name, you maybe had some small talk with them, and now when you go move into the room, you already know them. So that's a good thing. But if not, you sort of have to introduce yourself, which I think is pretty easy. So let me try this. Hi, I'm Janet Carpenter, and this is the first time I've come to an event here at NAU. Have you been here before?
No, this is my first time as well.
What are you expecting?
It's going to be fun. I'm interested in meeting some new people.
Great, great. Hi.
Hi.
I'm Janet Carpenter. I'm a friend of Dr. Trainer's. How do you know? Hi, Jen.
I work with Kevin.
Oh, you're so lucky. He's terrific. So something quick, easy, look people in the eyes, smile, and just find something with common ground. And it's easy to introduce yourself. So it tells people who you are, and most importantly, it gives them a pleasant experience of you. And will this feel awkward? Yeah, very awkward. But the more you do it, the easier it is. All right, so we have now figured out how to redefine ourselves from strangers. We've changed to host behavior. We've got a powerful, high-impact self-introduction. And now there we are with someone. What the heck do we talk about? Well, just like when you're on an airplane or you sit next to someone in the class for the first time, you can talk about all the regular things: movies, books, travel, sports. But today, probably the best thing to do, especially when you're meeting these representatives from the company, is ask them about their company. Why did you join them? What made it appealing? After you had the interview process and you actually worked there, was it really what they promised? If you could say one thing that was great about the company, what would that be? So that's always a great topic to ask people, because it turns out that we all like to talk about ourselves. So that's perfect. Then what shouldn't we talk about? Well, I'd say that until you know somebody really well, you probably want to avoid politics, religion, and sex. No dirty jokes, no ethnic jokes, no religious jokes. And we probably shouldn't be going up to people and asking them if they're married, men or women. If they mention it, we certainly can ask them something about their family. So those are the things that we really want to avoid. A lot of people think that being successful in sales is all about having a great personality, being really friendly and outgoing. But the real truth is that it's a discipline. It's a skill, just like any other thing that you've learned in the past. And usually when you have a skill, you make a goal. We talked about goals. And then you have a plan. So let's put together a little bit of a plan for tonight to make you super successful in meeting people. First of all, have a purpose. Yeah, I see the slide. I think that you need to see it. At 7:45 tonight, when you're either going back to your dorm or getting in your car to drive home or getting your coat and heading out, think, what do I want to accomplish? At the end of this evening, what do I want people to think, feel, believe, and remember about me? And what do I really want to have happen? And those plans can be professional goals. You might want to meet people because you're going to be graduating and you're looking for a job and you want to know who's hiring and understand more about companies. So that'll be a professional goal. You want to start building your Rolodex and your contacts.